Hey guys, Mike here. Well, today I'm going to be showing you the installation of this backflow preventer on the vacuum tank for our steam system, the condensate return. It has a cold water line running to the tank to cool the tank down in case the condensate temperature gets too hot, because it can burn out the pumps, so that's what the water line is for. But we didn't have one of these installed, and one of these needs to be installed in case the condensate backs up in the tank, or the pumps, something happens with the water pumps, it could go back into the domestic water. So we need to have this special backflow preventer with a water spigot there, so if the water backs up, it spits out of here basically, and it has all these little bleeders and everything. So I'm just cutting some 1/2-inch pipe to put it in on the line going over. It's watts. I also have to install an air gap with a drain, which is right in here. We had a delivery from Central Plumbing. I also painted a gas line, and I got gas stickers. Painted it yellow because it was never painted. It was just painted white, so I painted it yellow. It's out there in the main basement hall. So I got some gas stickers for it, which I'll be putting on as well. And then there's just some other parts in here, some drain parts, some total flappers, etc. So I'll show you guys what I'm going to do. What I'm probably going to do first is I'm going to solder this in with a piece of pipe to one of these unions, and then from there I'll measure and I'll cut the 1/2-inch line and just solder it in and then connect these unions up. Alright guys, so here's the piece I cut. This is one end of the union and this is going in here. So I'm going to solder this up first. That way I can put the Teflon and a little bit of pipe dope and screw that in, and then just connect this right up to the union, which will come about around here, and I can just pull the pipe over and crank that down, so that'll solder on one end, and I'll get this soldered up, show you guys how to solder pipe. Now you have to pardon, after you clean the fittings inside and out, you're going to flux them. This is what I'm using. Now the reason I didn't get that on video is because I was trying to do this one-handed, and I did video it, but the camera was going when I was tightening this, and it was just a mess, so forget it. So once that is all fluxed up, you're going to push that all the way on. Make sure that that fitting is all the way down. There we go. Okay, that's all the way in now. Now you can wipe off some of that excess flux. Okay. Now I have to find a place to position the camera to show the soldering. 1 second. Okay guys, so I got the camera in a good position here, so you can see me soldering. So, usually when I solder, keep the flame away, don't get it too hot, and heat the cup. Just try to go all around with it. Okay? And you don't overheat it. You know, you take the flame away. You don't need the flame like that. Don't do that. I know I'll have a bunch of plumbers come on here and tell me this and that, but this is the way I've been doing it. Every now and then, take the solder and test it. When it starts to flow like that, and bring the flame away, go all the way around with it. When you see it dripping from the bottom, you know you've gone around the full joint. I see it inside here. Some guys like to crown this. That's pretty good. Alright. Now this is not wet. Usually you should let it cool down for a little bit, because if you slap a freezing wet rag on there, it could crack the solder joint. I learned that from another plumber on YouTube who said that. So usually I'll let it cool down a bit, and then I'll come back with a cool rag. But for now I'm just taking a dry rag. Alright, let's look at that joint. Oh, it's a little messy on the bottom, but... Okay, alright, so that's one end. Okay guys, so I soldered the other end in, and I know what you're thinking. In that video I watched it back, it looked like I didn't get this end here, but it did go all the way around, because it was actually bugging me in the video. I'm like, damn it, why didn't I get farther down there? But I got it. And here's the other joint. See, that one's a lot nicer. This one I think I put it just a tad too much in. But that's one end complete. I'm going to do the other end off camera because there's just no need. And then you'll see me put this bad boy in place. Alright, I'm going for lunch. Catch you when I get back. Okay guys, so I got my two fittings made up here. And the way this is going to work is one is going to go like this. Okay, and the other is going to go on the other side, and then I'm going to cut back the insulation on the line and put in solder in the unions and put this in. Okay guys, so as you remember, this is the cold water line that comes off this domestic cold water here, comes up, over, and into the vacuum tank to cool the pumps down. And it's below 150, so that's pretty good. That's where we want it. That way these pumps won't burn out, because when a lot of steam comes through, it heats it up. So this this backflow preventer, I'm gonna put in right here. Up, the steam just came on. That's the city steam from Con Edison. So this is gonna have to be installed, I'd say right about here. Okay, but then again, the gauge is here, so someone has to work on that, right? They want to get a wrench behind that, so it may be better to put it right here, out of the way, so in case someone has to work on that. So, I think I'm going to put it in right here. So, there goes the vacuum pump. So I'm just going to set it here, and I have a knife, I'm going to cut the insulation here, and here. I need two hands to do this. Well, I just did a whole video on me cutting this section of pipe out, and for some reason it only went for 7 seconds. So I'm still trying to get a little more of this water out of the pipe. Okay? Because I have to solder. It's really cold water. I may have to cut the insulation back a little more, which I will do, just so I can get a bead on there when I get this bad boy in. Alright. Okay guys, so I had that cut out. I cleaned and fluxed these fittings, so I'm going to solder them in place right now. So I'm going to put the camera down over here on this towel so it doesn't get too hot. And you guys can watch it solder away. Make sure it's still going there. look pretty good here. I just want to make sure these bad boys got on there. Okay. Well, I didn't see that this one was open, and when I did the video, it scared the crap out of me, and I dropped my phone. My phone is cracked and it has a green line through it. So I'm gonna have to go to Verizon and get that taken care of. But yeah, when I was testing it. Alright, so now I have full water pressure going through this. No leaks. It's 160 pounds of water pressure. The only thing left to do is that air gap on the bottom, and that's it. That's the only thing left to do. But all right. So this is good. Backflow preventer's in. It's in place now. Unions are holding. And I won't finish the video yet because I'm gonna... it was from up there. Oh, that's when the water shot at the ceiling. I'm gonna do the air gap and run the vent over or whatever I gotta do. So I'll show you that too. Okay guys, so here's the air gap. And I'm gonna solder this in place here. I'm just going to run it back there and come down with a 90 and just a small section of pipe. That'll be fine. So this is what will be like the drain. I didn't have a long piece of threaded 1/2-inch grass, so I'm just using this. It'll be no problem. And that's that. I'm just going to get it soldered up here. Okay guys, so here's the final product. This is the backflow preventer with the air gap. I didn't really show that because I just didn't need to feel the need. It's just a drain. So it just comes over here, down. I'm going to get a support for it just so it can be lifted up just a little bit so it doesn't take too much strain on this. So just a little bit. I'll get a bracket and then I'm just going to tape that thing back up. So that's that. It's really... I mean, you have a check valve there, and then there's one inside there too. So you got 2 check valves and the backflow preventer. So this thing is good to go. It's now up to code with New York City laws for domestic water. I have the water on right now, cooling it back down below 150. So pick this up. So we're good. So that's the backflow preventer installation. Thank you for watching, and Mike out.